guys, welcome back to another After Effects tutorial. Today, we're going to incorporate some AI in our image manipulation workflow. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about Zoe depth and how we can utilize this practically inside of After Effects. And I'm excited because it's AI, right? A lot of people don't want to bother with AI because you're so inundated with it in our culture today. But, you know, it is something that is prevalent. It is an emerging technology. And so I highly encourage you to dive into some AI and get ahead of the game. Well, today we're going to look at Zoe depth. And if you just go to Google, we've got Zoe depth. Yep, there we go. And the first one here on huggingface.co, just go ahead and click that one. And you are prompted with a place where you can upload an image. And I went ahead and I have generated using AI a really fun image here, a piano spaceman. And what I'd like to do with this image is give it a little bit of fog or haze in the background. And the only way that I want to do that without manually rotoscoping out the foreground is to generate a depth map. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to drag in our image here. I'm going to drag it right into the first slot there. So after I have uploaded that to this little block here, I'm going to go ahead and click submit. And it's only going to take just a second to generate. And what we're going to get is an image that is black and white. It shouldn't take too long here. Okay, so sorry about that cut there. My computer was acting up a little bit, but we finally got our image depth here. Let's go ahead and download that. There should be a download button either here or up there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next, what I want to do is just kind of drag that into my folder here. So let's do that. And yeah, now we are set up. I've got After Effects open already. I'm going to go ahead and drag in both of these images into After Effects. And I'm going to drag my image here to make a new comp. And I'm going to fit that to 100 here. And next, what I want to do is let's go ahead and grab the depth pass and just drag it right on top of our 3D image here. And next, what I want to do is actually matte out this white top here. It's not going to produce a perfect map every time. It is AI, so there is some things that you'll have to correct yourself. So let's go ahead and do that now. What I'm going to do is grab the clone stamp tool or the eraser tool. I'm going to use the clone stamp tool to kind of keep the pixels the same. And then I'm going to double click on my depth pass here and just holding down Alt. You can see how my cursor changes icons to this target. What I'm doing is I'm targeting the pixel that I'm hovering over, right? So I'll hold down Alt, click, and now when I click over here, it's going to mimic wherever it is that I've hovered over previously, right? So what I'm going to do is hold down Control, drag, left click and drag, and I'm going to increase my brush size there. I'm going to go ahead and sample another one, and then I'm just going to kind of brush over all of this white that I don't necessarily need. And then what I'm going to do is kind of drag this down a little bit further. And yeah, there we go. I'm sure you can always do a garbage mask over this, but I want to keep these pixels the same if I can, just for consistency purposes. So that looks great to me. So next, what I want to do is invert this map. So I'm going to go up to the effects here. I'm going to click on invert, and then I'm going to go back to my composition, drag that over, And what it's done is it has given me a white map, and you can kind of see what we're doing, right? We're giving some fog to the background. And this is a really good way to go ahead and photo manipulate your scenes or your 3D images to just have fun, to be creative, to make it seem like you care, right? We want, as visual effects artists, when we are creating images or doing visual effects shots, we want to portray that we actually care for the images that we are creating or working on. And this is a really good way of doing it, is creating fog in the background, right? And so there's many other reasons why, but we can get to those at a later date. But let's go ahead and screen this to our image. And then I'm going to click on T for transparency, and then let's just lower this down just ever so slightly. And yeah, there you go, guys. Another thing that we can do is add some particles to our image here, right? A lot of little things make a big thing, right? A lot of little details that are subtle create a overarching creates an effect that is a lot better than what we started with. So, and a lot of little things add up, making an image look a lot better than what we've started out with. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is add a fractal noise to a black solid. So I'm going to create a new solid here. And what I did there is I just hit Control Y or Command Y. That will bring up these solid settings to create a new solid. And then I want to go ahead and add a fractal noise to that just by double clicking on it, making sure that our solid is selected. And next, what I want to do is let's go ahead and scale this down. So I'm going to go to Transform, making sure that it's uniform. It is uniform by default. I'm going to kind of drag this down to maybe 10. I'm going to increase the contrast to kind of see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to drag down the brightness till I can see just a few different specks of dots there. And then what I can do is screen that guy right on top, and there we go. If I were doing this in motion design, why I use fractal noise to add some particles to the scene or some, dust particles or whatever it is. And if I'm animating this, what I can do is now I can grab the evolution here and I can animate that. So yeah, as you can see on the screen, if I'm just dragging that over, there is some animation that we can utilize in the fractal noise plugin. That's why I like doing this in After Effects and not in Photoshop, because a lot of times nowadays we need to start animating our actual photos. And a lot of times in visual effects, we do need to utilize After Effects for these purposes, most likely in a lot of our projects. So that's all that I have for you today. Go ahead and look at Zoe Depth, get some fog into your scenes, and add some particles, right? Fog, particles, film blur, and chromatic aberration. All of these things that you can add to your scenes subtly will over time bring your photo to life, make it more realistic in a lot of ways, and make it more cinematic, because that's what we're after, right? We want cinematic images because we're visual effects artists here in 2024. Anyway, guys, well, that's it. My name is Brandon with Digital Media Institute, and we'll catch you in the next one.